welcome back to Formula One Power Rankings. Today we have the team edition, and tomorrow we will rank the drivers. So let's start with P10, which is still Kick Sauber. They showed decent one-lap speed in qualifying in Bahrain, but again, no real race pace. I think this weekend Nico Hülkenberg was a bit faster than Gabriel Bortoleto, but he got disqualified. Bortoleto himself said in the interview after the race that he could not pass any cars, even if he was quicker at times. And this was because of dirty air, even in Bahrain, where it was not that bad as in Suzuka. And I think if you consider pace, only Aston Martin seems to be reachable this season, and Kick Sauber should focus on 2026 from now on and get their operations ready, because they are having a lot of different personnel right now, and they have to get in the groove, and then they are optimistic for 2026. And pretty much the same goes for P9, which is Aston Martin. It's so bad that Alonso had to get his steering wheel back on in practice session. They have no serious pace, finished P16 and P18 on track. Of course, Hülkenberg got disqualified. They are pretty much in no man's land, even behind the midfield. And like Sauber, they should fully focus on 2026. They also have a lot of new people there, get the new team structure established, and then with Adrian Newey, they should be pretty much good to go for 2026. In P8, we have Alpine, who climbed the place from last week. They almost had a double points finish in Bahrain, but the safety car kind of screwed Doohan. Gasly almost finished even in front of Max Verstappen. If they conserve this form that they had this race, it's pretty much possible that they still finish top of the midfield, but they need to continue to score points in the next races. Yeah, this race was only the start of getting more points. And in P7 we have VCARB, who lost a place compared to last week. They probably had the fastest midfield car for the majority of the first races, but they only stand 8th in the constructors standing. Bahrain, I think, was the first weekend which not suited them pretty much. Lawson qualified badly again, and then he decided to play bumper cars in the race. As we know, he is not here to make friends. I think Hadjar qualified okay, but he also did nothing really special in the race. Yeah, so they have to get the performance back in the car and then continue to score decent points. Who scored decent points is Haas in P6. They had double points again after P20 and a crash in qualifying. Pretty impressive. It's also difficult to say if Behrmann's or Ocon's recovery drive was more impressive. They both had good strategies, and the tire wear, which was Haas's problem a few years ago, seems to be okay. And in the constructor standing, they are right now the top of the midfield in P5, and I think that they have to show the consistency that they showed in the last couple of races, that they have to continue like this, and then they have a pretty good shot of a good finish. And in P5 we still have Williams, even though they are behind Haas in the constructor standing. I think we can say that they had an unlucky weekend. It started with the Q1 exit for Albon after pretty much the stewards deleted Hülkenberg's lap time too late, so Albon couldn't participate. Yeah, I think at this point they only have the stewards to blame. And with Carlos Sainz, I think he had his best qualifying so far. He started pretty good, but after the crash with Tsunoda, it pretty much had no chance, and the crash wasn't even his fault, so unlucky again. Albon also got unlucky with the safety car. He said he had the pace to get some points without the safety car. And I think they only have to address the awareness of the race engineers, because it was now the second time that they got screwed in practice. I think last time it was in qualifying with Sainz and Hamilton, and this time the junior driver Browning nearly crashed into the back of Albon. So they have to look into that. Fourth place, and it's incredible that they are still fourth, is Red Bull. And I'm looking at my notes and it says they are so bad. They basically cannot get their car to work. Had bad strategy, bad pit stops in this race. The car was so inconsistent on the brakes. At least both drivers scored points, I guess. but the car needs to improve massively if they want to have a shot, at the positions they are used to. Let's say, put it like this. In P3, we have Ferrari, who recovered. Leclerc showed in qualifying that he's still one of the best qualifiers in the business. He qualified first row. They went for a different strategy. I think in the end it didn't work out because of the safety car. But all in all, they had a solid weekend with P4 and P5, where the Ferrari right now should be, or should be about. They should still have to work on their car performance, but all in all, I see them on a good trajectory. In P2, we have Mercedes. I think it was a pretty impressive weekend from Russell. He performed really well, even in the end, with the kind of braking car. Antonelli was also really fast, made some really bold overtakes. I think he was probably the most unlucky with the safety car, and also that I think Sainz was it crashed into him. And they are on track for a decent season. I think they're not in the hunt for the championship, but decent season. And Russell, in my opinion, is like Verstappen in the hunt for the championship lead if the McLarens start coming together or continue to take points off each other. But in number one, there's of course still McLaren. It was, I think, a statement win from Oscar Piastri. Also, Lando Norris recovered decently after his bad qualifying again, but he needs to minimize those mistakes. They are finally P1 and P2 in the drivers, and in that form Piastri is in right now, he will take the championship lead from Norris pretty soon. They need to manage the battle within the team if they get closer, but right now I think Norris is even pace-wise pretty much behind Piastri. And McLaren leads the constructors comfortable, but I think they should lead it even further. They pretty much had the chance to finish 1-2 every race so far, and they only did, I think, once in China. So this was my team power rankings. The drivers will follow tomorrow. See you then. Bye bye.